Starting soon. Hello, hi, and hey, and hello. Test.
Hey, hello.
You know what, let's see. Yeah, there it is. Hello, hi, there we go. I knew it. Video Ninja got me.
Video Ninja. Yo, I started watching Poker Face. She's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Good show.
Let's do Columbros on Thursday since Steph will be home.
Yeah.
All right, test 1, 2. I'm good. Mike, you were good earlier. Turn this off.
Give me talk a little bit more, Mike. You were
yeah.
you were kind of low.
Yeah, I was kind of mumbly. I'm here now talking at a normal volume.
There you go. That's way better.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start
Yum.
cheering now.
You guys hear that?
Yep.
All right. Well, in that
We're
case,
ready.
I'm ready to go. Mike, you good?
Yes, I am.
All right, I'm going to count you in. In 5, 4, 3. Wrong button.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now. Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs.
Ruff.
Today, the night before Donkey Kong Bananza's Direct, Switch 2 is the fastest selling console ever. And I don't know, do other things. No, Clubhouse
Yay!
games, music.
We're exhausted, everybody.
Palpatine's returned.
Oh, God.
It's a big problem.
It's an
Somebody's
issue.
got to do something.
But first, we're 10 away from 50,000 here on the YouTube channel. So,
How about that?
If you're watching, if you're listening, you're not subscribed, go do that. YouTube.com/@JeffreyGrubb. And then you just hit the sub button there. Maybe even the bell.
Ring that bell, baby. Why is it? I guess as you get notifications, that's why it's a bell.
Yes, yeah, it's like, yeah. Exactly. You got it. You answered your own question. There's nothing to add.
I did. I thought. I was like, brain,
just do something.
Fire some neurons. It'd be so nice. Oh, I need new glasses so desperately, Jeff. But my new insurance doesn't kick in until July 1st, so I've had to just wait. And like these old glasses are so tight.
Oh yeah. I did see the indentation on your head in LA, and
yeah.
I was like, oh buddy. So that's
Miserable.
the issue. They work otherwise. Or are you just letting your head breathe a little bit here?
Yeah, I'm just taking them off for a bit. I mean,
Okay.
they work fine, but I haven't had an eye exam in a bit, so they
You're probably overdue.
use a little bit of help. I got a grievance.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, we're talking about food and stuff on the Bombcast, and things like, oh, I had mustard and ketchup for the first time, blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, yeah, it's the best. And I was just like, yeah, I don't really like ketchup much. I'll just do mustard. And now people are like, baby mouth Mike doesn't like ketchup. As if there is more of a condiment or food for babies. I feel like you with that pizza thing back in the day.
But you're right. No, ketchup's in the same bucket.
It's like, if anything, call me a snob because I don't like ketchup.
Yeah,
right?
This is not like you're disgusted by ketchup. You just prefer other things.
It's not the Apple thing. I'm not going to be like, I can't be in the same room with ketchup. It's just not very good.
Yeah, you like barbecue sauce. Like, that does the same job a lot of times.
So yeah, it's just kind of better ketchup.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
This is absurd.
Sorry to interfere in the middle of the intro, but Mike, you're completely right. Like mustard has spiciness to it.
Yeah, mustard has
a lot
a
of
place
baby mouth can't handle
on its own, right? If you're putting ketchup alone on stuff, I am going to think you got a bit of a baby mouth. If you're putting mustard alone on stuff, that thought is not going to occur to me because it's not the same thing at all.
All right, I just wanted to look. I had a grievance, and I just had to get it out there. Look, I do a lot of weird things. I think people are going to need more for the Mike is weird argument than just I don't like some foods and I don't know much about rap. I think you're just going to need a little bit more when you're coming at me. That's all.
I don't know. It sounds like enough, at least if it makes you mad. As long as we have that.
You know what the worst? I mean, mustard does this too, but I do hate when you only get the water out of the mustard or ketchup bottle. That shit grosses me out so much.
Yeah, I don't. Yes, I hate that. That it ruins my night when that happens.
It does kind of ruin my day.
Yeah, I kind of try to shake it so much, and then sometimes that'll still happen occasionally. It doesn't seem to happen quite as much as it used to. I'll say that.
No. Yeah, we have technology.
The mustard
now
technology has advanced.
Yeah, we're doing some things there. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can support Jeff and I on our GameS Patreon, patreon.com/GameS. But also, go to Giant Bomb. We are now co-owners of that website, giantbomb.com/join. Been cooking up a lot of fun things there. I'm going to be doing some Monday shows there starting next week, Monday mornings with Mitch, and Monday evening games at Mike's at night, aka Mega Man. Also happening relatively soon. I'm thinking I'm thinking about squeezing in a Disney trip soon, Jeff, because there's going to be annual pass order previews for the new version of Test Track soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow. I mean, I have an annual pass this year. Like, why wouldn't this will be the one time I'll get to go to annual pass order previews? I've never done that before.
That's pretty cool.
But even I, Jeff, have a fear of Florida in July. Like, I don't know what that's like.
I must have set Orlando as one of my home bases the one time we were getting ready to go to Disney on one of my weather apps, because I'm still getting notifications of and this has been for the last 3 to 4 weeks, stifling, oppressive, humid heat, and it tells me that every day for Orlando.
I might go outside for just what's required to get to the attraction Test Track, and then otherwise we'll just be in some bar the entire time there, or my room.
The only way to survive, it sounds like, just go to a tiki bar.
Oh my god, Mikey O'Leary in chat said it was 114 degrees when he went to Tiana's Media Day last June. 114.
That's too many.
That's
I'm against triple digit weather no matter what, but that's way above even 100. That's it's 14 above 100.
That's insane. That's like Peggy Hill when they go to Phoenix. Remember, do you ever see that clip? And she's like, this city is an affront to God or something. It's a testament to God's arrogance.
114 is almost, it's not, but almost closer to boiling than it is to freezing.
Yeah. I know they don't, but there must be a number where it's people can't go outside.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I mean, it's probably, I guess it's not 114 though. Shit.
If it's not 114, the thing is, I'm if I can get to 114, I guess it can get to 120. What the hell is it like at the one? Do you even notice anymore? Between 115 and 125.
What's the difference between 121 degrees and 138 degrees? Actually, probably quite a lot. Now that I'm saying it, more oven-like.
Welcome to us at Nintendogs, where we talk about the weather.
I love it.
Jeff, there's a Donkey Kong Bananza Direct tomorrow morning. We're going to do a live reaction to that on Giant Bomb.
That's true.
.com.
Looking forward to it. 15 minutes long. I'm expecting it to maybe entirely be a commercial for Donkey Kong Bananza. That's kind of the point of it. Yep.
A game that I don't necessarily need to see more of and almost don't want to see more of, but I'm not going to turn this away. We got to watch it for work. That's fine. Do you want to see more? You're the one who is fear-mongering a bit during SGF, going around being like, I heard some people don't like that game. I heard some people think that game
Some people are repeating that, and so I wanted to get out ahead of it, Mike. I was not fear-mongering, although it's good for the clicks.
I'm not saying that I did turn it into the title and thumbnail.
No, I mean, I know that some people were talk about Jeff saying on his show that he heard from some people was bad, and then I remember hearing Andy being one of those people, and he hung out with him right before he said that. So I was kind of putting two and two together there of I think that's where the game of telephone is happening. So people are going to be coming here and be like, hey, is it? I've heard it's bad. It's I don't know. I have to play it for myself to really know for sure, because all of the criticisms that I've heard from people who aren't sure if they're going to like the game is it's too open, and it's I don't know if that's going to be what the whole game feels like, first of all. And then second, I like the idea of being able to punch my way to my own solutions in a game like this, especially when Nintendo's making it, because they're good at thinking about the ramifications of a player doing things just out of bounds or something like that. So for me, I'm ready to see this Direct, really ready to get the game, and I bet it will be just fine when it's here.
Yeah, maybe I'm like simple, but it never even occurred to me that this game could be bad until you like said. I heard some people don't like it.
Yep.
I'm like, but the Donkey Kong, it's more than anything. It's that Mario Odyssey team.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't think they can make a bad game. I don't think that's possible. Now, there are people who think Breath of the Wild's a bad game,
Exactly.
right? Like some people won't like it no matter what. Sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm probably thinking is happening here, is that maybe it wasn't some people's speed. Also, the other people that were saying that stuff were saying things like, it just doesn't demo well. This is not a game that demos well. So like, even they were like, maybe I'm not giving it the best chance to wow me over. That, that's going to change here real fast. We'll get a much deeper look at it tomorrow. And I'm expecting there to be quite a bit more going on than that they've shown off so far. Because really, they've just had that early Switch 2 Nintendo Direct where they did announce it. But that's the kind of thing where it's like, hey, yeah, here's the vibe of it. Here's some stuff happening. Here are the ideas. They let a bunch of people play it, but I bet it was it was the same demo. So I think we're going to see a little bit later in the game, probably see some of the other abilities, and then again, the game's going to be here before we know it.
Trying to think like if we could see anything else. A lot of people talk about how there's only one costume for Donkey Kong in Mario Kart World. Which
probably not for long.
I wonder if that's a consequence of them changing over to the new Donkey Kong design relatively late in the game. But do you think maybe they will add some as a free update?
I mean, I think there's a chance
when
that
the game comes out.
Yeah, maybe not when it comes out. Maybe as part of the Direct tomorrow. Maybe it's like, hey, yeah, Donkey Kong is here in a month. And here, here's the new Donkey Kong. You've probably seen him in a new game, Mario Kart World. Well, guess what? Why don't you go play Mario Kart World right now while you wait for Donkey Kong? Or if you've been waiting to get the Switch 2 for Donkey Kong, well, get this with Mario Kart World. Get those costumes, and then the game will be here in 4 weeks. Yeah, I think that happens. But you're right. At the latest, we probably get more skins for DK by the time the game's out.
Donkey Kong 94, Nintendo 64 NSO. You think it's getting announced tomorrow? You think it's being released tomorrow? Or perhaps, whenever they do drop those things?
I see what happened. You said 94, which has already happened. You mean 64.
I mean 64.
Yes.
You can see my confusion.
Yes, I think I've made the same conflation on this very show before. I think 64, maybe I don't think. I'm hopeful. Really, I'm hopeful for you, and I'm hopeful for me, because it might mean more money for me, because people will want you to play it, especially if it's on Switch. So, I don't know. I think a 15-minute Direct focused on DK Bananza could very easily just be Bananza, and there's not a lot of extra stuff there. But I do get the hint from Nintendo that they seem pretty serious about going all in on this DK character of, let's build him a theme park ride. Let's make a movie. The next Mario movie, or the first spinoff Mario movie will be a DK movie. Rumored, I know.
That's still, right. It's still not official. Right?
It's not official, rumored, but I mean, they made him a theme park ride, and they made him a star of a video game instead of Mario. I think it's a pretty safe bet. So I think they want to go all in on this character. So make this DK Direct feel a little bit more special by, extra skins in Mario Kart, Donkey Kong 64, and NSO. I don't know what else they could do. A DK controller, I guess, or a special wrap.
I'm getting a little tired of my Animal Crossing Alarmo stuff, so I could definitely go for a Donkey Kong themed set now.
I just updated my Alarmo with the Animal Crossing stuff, so I can wait a little bit longer. But I get it.
I've been on that shit for a bit now. I'm over it. I need to switch back to Mario or Zelda. Something new. All right, like I said, we'll be watching that soon. We'll see what's going on. We're starting to get some idea of how Switch 2 is selling, and it's just, selling very well so far. It's set an all-time launch record for hardware in the U.S., beating the PlayStation 4, said Jordan Miller at VGC. So that seems pretty good. The record previously held by the PlayStation 4 has been smashed by Nintendo's console, which sold 1.1 million Nintendo Switch units in the U.S. during its first week on sale. Almost 80% of players who got a Switch 2 also purchased Mario Kart World, either standalone or with the pack-in. The three best-selling physical games for Switch 2 during that week were Mario Kart World, Cyberpunk 2077, and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 Edition.
Oh, do you think Welcome to It just doesn't count or something, you think? Obviously, it would be physical. Number one.
See, there's no real... you could buy a card. Is that a physical release for that thing? So, the success is both notable and also not that surprising somehow, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right. It's at a point where it's like, what really can we say about it even? And I guess the thing is we could point out is clearly they made a lot of these, and people are buying a lot. They're buying the number of Switch 2s that Nintendo's putting out there, which again is a lot. And that's the whole story here for the most part. Can't read into future demand, can't read into whether or not this is going to kick the sort of habit of the market of not being super enthralled by Nintendo's follow-up consoles. No idea yet, but I do think that at the very least, this system seems like it's going to race to that 20 million mark, which is what analysts thought it could do in the first year. Nintendo said 15 million. Clearly, it feels like it's well on its way to doing that, especially as we get closer to the holidays. And then, once that's 20 million, that's like a base they can really work with. At that point, I feel like they can release any video game and be just fine. They used to release games on consoles that only ever sold around 20 million units. So, I'm like, okay, it feels like the generation for the Switch 2 is going to start real soon in terms of having that install base, that critical mass. And I suppose that's a good thing for us, hoping that they feel comfortable releasing a new Mario into a world where there are enough Switches. That's really all I have to say about it, Mike. There's not much else going on here.
Cyberpunk 2 seems to be the big third-party winner of this launch period. So other games should be doing well. It looks like Street Fighter 6 got a boost because it recently passed that 5 million sold milestone, presumably because it was on this console.
I think they directly referenced that, yeah.
Yeah. But, this Cyberpunk's interesting because it's not a game you think of as a Nintendo kind of game, yet still finding an audience on this console. I think a lot of people were excited to finally get this thing. This was a heavy game before, right? It was a game that's so heavy, it kind of didn't work at launch. So there is still a novelty to having this portable, even though obviously we could have done that with some of these portable PC handhelds.
Do you think the success of Cyberpunk 2077 on Switch 1 causes the team over at CDPR to sort of try to keep things in check for Witcher 4 and Cyberpunk 2 so that they run on Switch 2?
Did you mean, okay, you said Switch 1 earlier, you mean Switch 2, but...
Switch 2, yes, right? Sorry. Yeah, conflations left and right.
It's a good point. It's like, what is the benefit of continuing to make these games heavier and heavier, right?
I mean, yeah, you could stand out, but I think, the quest design... I mean, listen, if Witcher 4 looks... like a slightly upgraded Witcher 3, I think that's fine. Cyberpunk 2078 or whatever looks almost exactly like Cyberpunk 2077. Who's really going to complain? I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Sorry. Do you saw that NVIDIA thing where they showed like all the systems that game has? I don't think it's going to run in a Switch 2, to be honest. It looks too complex.
I know. Yeah, and that would be the big issue. Like they're going to want to simulate a lot. And I hope that's the case because those are my big complaints about Cyberpunk. I will be happy with if that's the case, but it's a big market. The Nintendo Switch 2 market is going to be a big one here very soon, and some of these games are going to have a built-in audience on there now. I just wonder if CDPR is going to kind of kick themselves so they can't take advantage of that.
I mean, you're right. You kind of want to make your games big and complicated because that can appeal to people, but maybe at a certain point, it's actually more worth it to keep that scope in check just a little bit so that you can run on the Switch 2 really well. I mean, I'm playing Sekiro right now, Jeff, a game from 2019, and when I'm playing that game, I just have a hard time being like, games need to look better than this. Right?
Exactly. Like if you have a palette on which artists like the artists that work at From Software can do their thing sort of unfettered, which is kind of the sense I get from those games, you're going to be just fine. You just got to have awesome artists, and maybe that's hard to come by. It doesn't seem too hard for FromSoft, though.
You think it's interesting that Tears of the Kingdom seems to be selling better than Breath of the Wild in terms of the Switch 2 editions? Or do you think it's just a case of people held off from Tears of the Kingdom for this reason?
That is the case, right? You said it was Cyberpunk, Tears of the Kingdom. Well, wait, is that how it went? What was the top three?
I don't know if it's ordered. The three best-selling physical games are Mario Kart World, Cyberpunk, and Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, okay, so that does imply it's ahead of Breath of the Wild. No, I'm not surprised. In fact, this is kind of what I was expecting. Because, as you mentioned, I think some people held back. I don't know, maybe people remember, maybe they don't. Tears of the Kingdom raced to 20 million sold like in one day. It was crazy. And then like a couple of weeks later, Breath of the Wild was selling better than the new Tears of the Kingdom. And I thought that was odd at the time. But as I like started thinking about it, it was, I bet there is a huge portion of the audience, like 15 to 25% of people who really want to play Tears of the Kingdom, but are holding off on playing any Switch game because they don't like using that old hardware. To them, it's old and crusty, and no matter what the game is, they've already told themselves, oh, the Switch Pro's almost here. All those rumors are saying the Switch Pro's almost here. So they got in their head, I'm waiting for that. And then, that didn't happen, but they'd already sort of settled on, I'm going to wait for whatever's next from Nintendo to play the next thing. And now here they are, Twilight, Tears of the Kingdom can sort of capitalize on that. And it really feels like it is.
All right. One more thing here, Jeff. We got a new game on Nintendo Music. Clubhouse, 51 games.
Your disrespect for this game and this series is your biggest flaw as a human being.
I'm undefeated this game. I played it one time and I beat you all in Texas Hold'em, so I don't hear. Okay, come on. I know you're a big Clubhouse games fan, but this relatively early in adding games to Nintendo Music, we're going to this one already?
I like the music from Clubhouse games when I'm playing Clubhouse games.
Yeah, are you ever listening to it?
I tried listening to it yesterday, and I was like, this feels like I'm in an elevator or a doctor's office. This is weird.
It's kind of unhinged. Be like imagine if you were alone on a road trip and you just started playing Clubhouse games and just sat there in silence listening to that.
Okay, yeah, that sounds really sad. Yeah,
it sounds sad. It sounds like a problem.
So yeah, listen, if that's your criticism that this is a weird one in this moment, sure. It doesn't make a lot more sense if they were to drop 4 at a time and this is one of them.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. And then I get to be excited and you're like, oh, great, he can have that. I'm over here listening to a banger soundtrack. So yeah, I don't disagree. You're right. It's weird.
All right, Jeff, that's it for the news. Why don't we take a quick break? We got some super chats to get to, and we'll do that in a moment.
Hell yeah.
Breakthrough. Sorry, I said NVIDIA, it was Unreal.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I think I knew what you're talking about.
That's right.
Yeah, it was Unreal. All right, you wanna choose?
You want to get back to it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Back to it. All right.
All right, Jeff, we're back. Would you like to read the super chats?
Yeah, I could do that. Let me just make this window a little bit wider so it's easier for me to read them. And then I'm going to start here with Simon from Saskatchewan. New Little Nemo game? Looks like a Metroidvania. Did a new Little Nemo get announced?
Yeah, no, they've announced it a while ago. They're making a new Little Nemo game, and it looks very cute. I forget if it has a release date or anything yet. I know it's coming. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that thing. I don't really know if it's a Metroidvania, but you know me, I would like that. So once it's out, I will definitely give it a look-see.
Simon back for 2 of 3. Tip my hat to Dan. Ricky O, the story of Ricky O is amazing. It's free on YouTube. 90 minutes of unhinged fun. It's a hilarious, gory must watch. He sounds like he's gonna make us watch it, so I must.
Gory? I'm not gonna watch a gory movie.
Yeah, let me vet it and see what kind of gore.
You vet it. I don't have nightmares.
I'll tell you, and then I'll tell you exactly what it is. Yeah, I don't want to spook my Mikey. 3 of 3. Simon. Did Rascal Mike see Sydney Sweeney's soap made from her own bathwater? He seems like the right demographic for that genuine product. Try S. Gomez Oreos? Selena Gomez Oreos?
Selena Gomez Oreos?
I mean, I know there's a Post Malone Oreos. We got those and they sat uneaten in my home for months. So weird. I don't know if I need to go with the Selena Gomez Oreos.
You know, the bathwater thing's always, it's funny to joke about that.
It's a funny joke.
It's sad.
Yes. I mean, I think it's sad for the people who shoot buy it. For the people who shoot sell it, listen, you got a good thing going. You save that money and you live your life.
It's like, look, there's all sorts of things that exploit lonely people, and I get this seems extra exploitable, right? They're not even getting anything.
Well, they're getting more than they normally get.
They're getting soap, I guess.
They're getting some soapy. Yeah, they hear it's soap, right? So
yeah, that's soap. It's good for you, sure.
Listen,
but to me, like, what disease could she have that would be transmitted by the soap and become a big problem?
Crabs?
Like, what could
the clap? I don't know.
Like, things could be transmitted through her bathwater, right?
I'm gonna say probably not. Bathwater transmitted disease, a BTI. Yeah.
BTI.
Yeah.
BTI.
I mean, listen, it happens every day.
I think I need to. I think I got it right, Capcom. I think I got the starter
you got
plot
the next
for the
one.
next Resident Evil. That'd be pretty great, right?
Absolutely. Might just oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ada Wong becomes an influencer. sorry.
I believe it. I want to see it. All right. Slame Nicholson. Do you think that around the time of the Bonanza launch, Nintendo will also release DK-themed Mario Kart World updates, like new costumes, tracks, and maybe even some characters from Bonanza? Banana. Oh, I get it. Yeah, we were talking about this.
Like a penis.
I think some of the skins drop soon, and then maybe as the game gets here, you're right, some other characters from that game could pop up. I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Yeah, I guess maybe characters. Courses seems a little early for that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the way that they went about that last time was pretty strange, where, we had Ultimate, or Deluxe, and that had courses. Then it was a very long break before we suddenly got a bunch more. I wonder if there will be a more steady cadence here, especially because, there are some people who are like, well, I had so many courses in 8, and this seems like fewer. I don't know. I guess part of me is like, what does Nintendo think about Mario Kart World internally? Because, especially amongst our circles, Jeff, we do hear some grumbling about it. But I bet they're just looking at like, this thing's selling great and reviewed well. What could we possibly not be happy about?
Yep, exactly. All right, let's see here. David Arlene. I wish I had the characters to tell you how much of a pain in the ass using a GameCube adapter. Adapter. There we go. And controller with GameCube NSO is. Yeah, I guess I've heard people do this and not have much of an issue, or maybe they didn't complain to me about what exactly was going on. I wonder what's causing the issues here.
It was just a matter of not enough ports. I don't know. That thing was exactly how that all worked. I know AJ tried it and said it worked.
All right, this is Nintendogs. Just to be clear, Mike was right about Kojima and Cyberpunk and everything on the Bombcast today. He is not a fuddy-duddy, just objectively correct.
Thank you.
How do you feel about that?
I think I'm right.
What do you say about Cyberpunk? I don't know. I know what you say about Kojima because
that's kind of
years.
I think it's kind of dark and cynical and oppressive and not very fun.
Yeah, that's the Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Nah.
I mean, I get it.
I don't think it's even that punky
for.
though. That game is not as punk as it needs to be called Cyberpunk.
Jeff loves that I've become the anti-Cyberpunk person.
It really worked out for me. Really worked out for me.
Because you don't like it that much.
Uh-huh.
You think it's a 3 out of 5, and now you just get to sit back. Well, I gotta be the fuddy-duddy.
Be clear, 3 out of 5 means I like it. That's what that means. All right.
It's as good as Returnal.
Big Fresh 37 says, I am begging for a Sunderfolk 4-player stream. Yeah, I keep hearing this, looking it up in the forgetting. Sunderfolk. Okay. Sunderfolk is a couch co-op turn-based tactical RPG where you use your phone as the controller. That's right. That's why I remember this game. Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out. That sounds like a good time. All right, let's see here from Big Fresh again. Mike Morheim's company, Dreamhaven, has impressed me so far publishing/deving unusual multiplayer games. I loved Linked, Sunderfolk, and the demo for Wildgate. I really, really hope they can survive. Yeah, I hope so too. And then Big Fresh finishes off his trio with, might be crazy, but I think Randy purposefully put 2K into a corner, so they had to go with $70. I have seen this conspiracy theory that Randy Pitchford was playing 4D chess with everybody. So everyone's excited that it's only $70, and he forced 2K to make it $70. I'm going to say I don't really get. My read on the situation is that Randy doesn't sees through the matrix in some ways and knows exactly what he needs to do to play everybody. I don't think that's the case personally. How about you?
No, I don't know. Just looking at that whole thing, it just seems so obviously organic and real. Man, I'm sorry. I had to look up because I was like, oh, I hope Warheim's company's doing well. Continue to. Sunderfolk had a peak of 292 players on Steam in the last 24-hour period. I feel like I'm hearing good things about this game, but are people not showing up for that one? It came out in April. It's already been a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I don't know.
Okay,
let's give it a shot.
Interesting.
All All right, Jared Steele. I got my definitely fraud alert, but don't worry, dogs. I told my bank is my money is just a. I told my bank money is just a human construct, and they'd be okay. Peebus, and then they'd okay it. Okay, well, good. Yes, this is a good point or a good time to point out. People have been having this happening. Definitely is the name of the LLC that we had to create really quickly to be able to take in the money that people were giving us. It doesn't actually own even Giant Bomb yet or anything like that. I don't know if it ever will, but it is like the holding company. So if you get a thing from your bank saying, "Hey, definitely charged you $9.99," that's a good thing, and you should tell them that's okay.
It's a single nail holding this entire enterprise together. So
exactly, and we do not want to shake that nail loose. Allie Miracle says, "Think we'll see more shooters, live games, MMOs come to Switch too. Given mouse support, better infrastructure, and new things that could be done on the system." I mean, I think people will definitely try it. I think we mentioned today, Apex Legends didn't do very good on the Switch one. But if it could, run Apex Legends just fine, maybe it does attract a different audience that wants to spend money on that game. I don't know.
I want to see what Overwatch 2 looks like with a Switch 2 patch, right?
Yeah.
MMOs are difficult just because of memory constraints and things like that. Those games are so big. But still, it'll be interesting to see if Final Fantasy 14 happens, because it's the one that should, right? It was the one that would make the most sense. Yeah. So I'm curious when and if that happens.
Oh shit! I have Marathon and the unannounced new God of War Greek project, which I heard was pushed into 2026 as well. And I don't think that one's good. That one's probably okay. So I got to deal with my my fantasy critics falling apart over here.
That's how you tell everyone that nugget, huh? That's great.
Let's see here, Chris.
God, I never looked into Fantasy Critic after all the Summer Game Fest stuff.
I know, me neither. Exactly. I was just kicking myself like shit. I told myself over and over, all right, when this gets done, when I get home, go check on it. And of course, I forgot. Chris Pratt is here. Chris Son, everybody. So hyped for tomorrow's Donkey Kong's Bazoongas Direct. Perhaps a Mario arcade Easter egg in the game? Question mark, question mark, question mark?
So, sorry, Chris. Donkey Kong's not in that game, right? They put Donkey Kong, the arcade game, as Donkey Kong 64 because he's actually in that one. I don't know about the Mario Brothers.
Right. Yeah, he would have nothing to do with that. Yeah, go ahead.
Chris, did you see that track in the Mario Kart World that's very much like a Mario Brothers, the arcade game themed? I think you'll like it.
It's really nice. It reminds you of the days of Stompin' Tupas. What do you think about the possibility? And I know the realistic possibility is 0, but I want Mario to be the bad guy in Donkey Kong Bonanza. I want him to be the big bad character.
Yeah, big 0. They're not gonna they're not gonna let them do that to Mario.
Yeah, I know you're right.
He is way too much of their mask. They cannot be shown to be mean or anything like that. Absolutely
not.
What
if it's just a misunderstanding? Yeah.
Well, they do the misunderstanding so that Donkey Kong can be the bad guy again sometimes. They ain't letting Mario be the bad guy.
Gwen the Hunter says, at Edinburgh Fringe last year, I played The Dark Room, live dungeon crawler. Told the host I'm in games media, and he said he hoped my career wasn't a giant bomb. Lol. Ever thought about going to Fringe? I don't know what that is, but I'll look into it.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. If they have live dungeon crawler games, that sounds like a fun thing to set up and to do. Daily Beating writes in, says, y'all played Fast Fusion. Played it a good bit, and I think it's a lot of fun. Also tried the stand grip, and how has that not been a thing this whole time? I think this is referring to using the stand as a grip, which I made a video about. Mike Minotti, what is your opinion on using the stand as a grip?
Yeah, look, I tried it. I didn't quite get it.
I thought you might say that.
But I don't know. I'm apparently the weirdo who thinks it feels comfortable as is. I don't have any problems.
I don't think it's uncomfortable. Yeah, but it's just helps when I need to game with one hand, of course.
Whatever it takes, that's okay.
Let's see here. What was the other?
AJ played Fast Fusion, by the way. He likes it a lot.
I played Fast Fusion. Try it. That's it. Yeah, I played it, and I think it's really solid. I think it's feels like a smart follow-up to Fast RMX. Is that the name of the first one? Something like that. Actually, it's not even the first one, but it does feel like they have had a lot of time to consider a bunch of ideas and exactly what makes the game fun. And so they're at a point where it's like, oh, everything you're doing just leads to more fun or leads you back into a loop toward another boost or another cool jump. And yeah, I thought Fast Fusion was really neat. It's kind of sauceless in terms of its presentation. At least I think it's like looks a little bit like an Unreal demo in some ways. But I don't know. The music works. It just doesn't look as good as an F-Zero to me.
It has some Ikaruga stuff going on.
It has some Ikaruga stuff, which is like, why don't more games do this? It has 2 phases, orange and blue. And when you go over an orange boost pad, you want to be orange. And when you go over a blue pad, you want to be blue. And if you do that, you get extra speed. And if you don't, you get a little bit hurt. It's so simple, and yet it keeps me super engaged in the races. I love it.
There was a World of Warcraft raid back in the day. It was the Argent tournament raid. There was an Ikaruga boss, and I popped off very hard. I was like, oh yeah.
It's just a good idea. I'm a big fan of it.
Good idea.
All right, Chris writes in and says ketchup is garbage. Mustard. Yeah.
Oh. I'm insulted by Dan. So how come? Why didn't anyone just tell me that mustard was spicy? As if nobody ever tried to explain to him what mustard was, and he just like yelled and screamed and whatever.
That's his oldest bit there. It's like, why didn't anyone ever tell me? And it's like, well, here's several documented cases of people telling you.
I'm falling for it.
Jacob Bench writes in, if DK is truly made by the 3D Mario team, 3D Mario still this year, then I find it impossible to double this game. They haven't made a bad game or even just a good game. They are always maybe doubt. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it got autocorrected to double.
They haven't made a bad game or even just a good game. They are always bangers. I'm sure that would be my assumption here as well, is that they're going to make a game that's very fun to play.
I do almost hope that they, I know they would never. I hope that the director like, here's the game from the Mario Odyssey team, because it's almost driving me a little crazy that some people still doubt that.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, it's either been not confirmed by Nintendo, but confirmed by other channels, and a lot of positive circumstantial evidence to that effect of, oh yeah, the guy Koizumi is sitting there watching people play, and that's his team.
All right, everyone in the chat's mad. Did you make some kind of rap reference with mustard earlier that I didn't understand?
Oh, I didn't do it. Is that what this is? I don't get it either. Ketchup is garbage.
See. Your big rap fan, Jeff, didn't get it either. Chat, whatever it was. See,
I've never described myself as. In fact, I don't care for music in general.
Well, that's fair. music like movies is a bit mid.
DJ Mustard, Kendrick, Kyle, Lamar. All right, there you go. Me just reading Mustard like that is not going to set me off on that one. All right, Uriel Delgado says, Feliz de Nacional de Strudel de Manzana.
Feliz means happy. And I know that because of a certain song that plays on the radio in December.
You don't want to know the rest, Mike.
Happy? Oh, why?
National is obviously national.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of the words I think is strudel.
Strudel. That's like a like strudel.
And then
it depends. It's usually filled with fruit. Oh, is it apple strudel day? Fuck.
It's Happy National Apple Strudel Day.
Oh, we're just giving holidays to anything, huh? not even Apple Day. It's Apple Strudel days. We have to have days for the Apple variants,
right? Several like tiers down, like on the Animal Kingdom list. It's like the version that's just Apple Strudels getting a day.
Happy Gatorade Zero Fruit Punch Day, everybody! What the fuck are we talking about?
Every day is Gatorade Zero Fruit Punch Day.
Yeah, apparently.
Steven Sullivan says, my Metroid Prime Steelbook was delayed until October 28th. Could that be a hint for a Metroid Prime 4 release date? I doubt it. I doubt that those things are related. Although I did get a Metroid Prime art book that got delayed. It's been delayed a bunch of times now. And what's the other thing that I ordered forever ago? Oh, that N64 controller from Analog that they're making because they're making the N64. That thing keeps getting delayed too. It's frustrating. I want it real bad. David Arlene is back. I live in Orlando. The only time I leave the house is to play kickball that I coach. Every week, my team discusses if it's hot enough outside to forfeit. Jesus. I could never live in a place like that. I just would die.
No, like even some people I know who do live there, they're just like, I don't go outside if I can help it. I'm like, man, That's rough. It's like, I'd love the idea of, living close to the parks and all that stuff, but there's other reasons to not want to live in Florida, the weather being one of them.
Definitely. Sludge Reinhold, Mike, it was a blast watching your Sekiro stream, or as they say on the street, Sekiro. And seeing you get on its wavelength in real time, beating Lady Butterfly in the first sitting, you crushed it, or you're crushing it.
I'm glad people say that. It didn't feel like I was crushing it when got her down on attempt number 40.
That's what it looks like for everybody. That's what it looks like for everybody. Hey, listen, you beat the bull on the first try, right?
Not the bull, the guy on the horse on the first try. I think the bull.
Okay, well that's also impressive. But
I think it's because I did it. I think I should have killed that guy first and then the butterfly lady after that. The important thing, Jeff, is that game's very fun. And I'm enjoying it a lot.
It's very, very good. Yep, one of my favorite action games of all time, by far. The Uncharted Wolf. The lack of quality of life features and options in Mario Kart World has made me set aside the game until future updates. Gonna stick to Welcome Tour instead. Listen, that's all quality of life.
I did beat that bull the first try, actually, so yeah, good for me.
Good for you.
I don't know what kind of... It's interesting because, there's this Mario Kart blowback a bit. I think that's fine. It is always a little... It's a little weird for me because I'm like, this is basically how I feel about all the Mario Karts. So, what quality of life stuff do you think is missing from World?
I don't know.
I mean, I definitely am annoyed that it's kind of this weird hidden thing only available in some modes that you can actually do 3 laps on a track for a race. That's odd.
Right, but it's like, I don't know, if I'm racing between 2 tracks, then that's just what I'm doing. That doesn't bother me too much. I don't know. I would be interested to hear about it. There's definitely been a couple things. A compass in free roam. Sure, that's fair. The character select having the different costumes is weird as like different characters. Sure, but I guess, I don't know.
A little weird, but... Yeah, I guess I'm surprised they went about it that way. It's not just like pick a character, then pick their costume.
We need to be able to reset P-switch challenges before they time out. Okay, you can't restart them before then? Sure. Maps and gameplay. A better UI for characters / cars. Yeah, sure. Okay. That's fair. I don't know if any of that's going to make me set it aside, but I don't blame you. All right, Mike. Wait, I think we got another super chat. Oh, we got a few more. Let me see here. This thing had just updated. Okay. Dubious Food. Thoughts on Kojima stating he made changes to Death Stranding 2 so it wouldn't be, quote, too good and go mainstream. Sounds like we narrowly dodged a void out, boys.
You answer this one, Jeff. What are your thoughts on that?
I hate this. This one's really, this is so stupid. It's like such a farty way to brag about like, oh man, the game's just too good. Oh man. It reminds me of, it reminds me of certain people like Dan's told me stories about that like, or like the people like, oh man, doesn't my shit smell awesome? And it's like, oh, Kojima, you don't need to do that. Just be a normal guy who makes really weird games. That's way better. You don't have to go out there and be like, I guess I just did too good. Someone should really do something about that, or else everyone's going to love my game too much. And I just find that pretty cringe.
Where's it coming from? It's a guy whose games have always been reviewed very well. Yep. Like, what was he talking about? Yeah, I'm glad that Kojima started to lose you with that red carpet event thing, right?
He started to lose me with the bad the trailer scene at Summer Game Fest, where I'm like, listen, the whole point is you edit crazy shit together. Why would you do it this way? Listen,
just direct a movie, Kojima. For the love of God, just get it out of your system. This is killing us. Like, he just want to be a director. Just direct a movie with one of your friends, and there you go.
I don't think it would be cathartic at all for him. Like you said, get it out of your system. He would come back to games, and he'd be like, look at all this shit I learned from making a movie, and they would be more movie than ever. All right, let's see here from El Grug. Regarding Jeff's Mount Rushmore of games where your spaceship crashes and you have to collect parts, what do you actually did you see this when I posted it?
No, sorry.
That's okay. That's actually better. You don't have to apologize, Mike. It's going to be all right. The show's not going to break up.
Please still be my friend.
Listen, we can still do the show together, all right? That really got me. I was, he's upset. What do you think the Mount Rushmore, or what are some games that you would consider for the Mount Rushmore of games where your character crash lands a spaceship and has to collect their parts to leave?
Well, Pikmin comes to mind.
Pikmin 1 and 4 was on my Mount Rushmore.
Right. Oh my gosh, it's like, Toe Jam and Earl.
Toe Jam and Earl was on there. Yes. This other.
I'm like,
my fourth one's
like,
a bit of a stretch.
Like, how many games like this can
There's quite a few more because I forgot a couple. Pilot Quest from whatchamacallit, God, UFO 50.
Yeah. Oh, Astrobot is basically that too, huh?
I forgot Astrobot. I forgot that was something in Astrobot. I'm always thinking about Astrobot. I don't think about the fact that I'm collecting parts. I did Bomberman Quest for the Game Boy, which is
hell yeah!
You're just collecting spaceship parts for your crashed spaceship.
I love that.
No Man's Sky kind of is one, but that's like a quest early on in the game. It's not like the overarching idea behind the game.
Tutorial shit. Okay. Weren't you doing this in Bubsy 3D?
I think I was.
Wasn't this a thing in Bubsy 3D?
I think that's a thing in Bubsy 3D. But I think those are like bonus things, but still, yes.
Hell yeah, incredible.
All right. If that's not a concept page on Giant Bomb, there you go. There's a free one, everybody. We can do that. Let's see. From Burrito. The way Mikey said Clubhouse 51 sounded the same as when Grubb imitates an English accent, parentheses negative. Like I said, I just can't do it without hate in my heart. It's just who I am. Andres Riano says, what are other roles of a lifetime? Go Panthers. Listen, the Panthers seem like they're going to be just fine.
I mean, Gary Oldman is just untouchable, right?
There's nothing close. That is the role of a lifetime. Yeah.
I don't know if I can think of any sincere roles of a lifetime, actually, right?
Right. It's that, and that whole concept is such a 90s movie voice thing. In a role of a lifetime.
Yeah. Like maybe it was something they used to actually say in the 30s, and then it became a trope that we made fun of almost immediately.
Yes. But yeah, you're right. I can't think of any that aren't sort of belittling or a joke.
I like Mikey and Larry in chat saying Dennis Hopper and Mario Bros. Yeah, it's always a joke.
Yes. In the role of a lifetime. That's what makes the fact that it's not a joke in the Tiptoes trailer so funny. Because they don't realize how funny it is to say that.
Tiptoes.
Screaming Maddie. Belated congrats to the Giant Bomb SGF coverage. Loved seeing Jeff Gersman, Danny O'Dwyer, and Mike on the same couch. Also, Grubb, will you drop Marathon on both your Fantasy Critic teams? I'll try. Yeah, I suppose I'm going to have to. I don't know what I was thinking taking Marathon.
I always thought that I wouldn't like it. I guess I thought other people would.
I was like, this game will review well even because it's just going to feel nice to play. And then, as you pointed out on the Bombcast today, it's like, well, that didn't even seem to happen. So, uh-oh.
Never. I'm sinking with this boat, goddammit.
Hell yeah, Christian, you go.
JD Camp says, any news on a hentai hockey? Where's my ice waifus? Yeah, listen, you don't want that. Hentai golf, which should be easy to make, is barely a video game. So hentai hockey would make your Switch explode. Dr. Ryan says, erase the right price point. Erase the right.
Dr. Ryan said that this came out very poorly and tipped later with it not mumbled and garbled. All right. If you want to look,
I'm gonna read both because I'm gonna read it verbatim first. Erase the right prices point to get mind's eye for the joke platoonsm. Odds it ever goes up for free on PSN Plus, or is it too bad? Okay, now here's him correcting himself. Here's that question typed correctly without my phone making me look stupid. What's the right price point for Mind's Eye for the joke Platinum? Is it too terrible to ever go up for free on PSN Plus?
I gotta be honest here, Dr. Ryan. There is no joke Platinum. The joke's on you.
But thank you for the money.
I think you mentioned doing this for Concord. I was just like, oh, buddy. No, I mean, I'll tell you what. Don't pay more than $20 for Mind's Eye.
Okay, there is a physical copy of Mind's Eye. That thing has got to be like $5 here pretty soon, I think.
It is like, there is something about owning like the physical copy of Concord and like Mind's Eye.
Do I have to buy Mind's Eye right now? It's $60. I'm gonna wait. There's no way I'm buying
$60 for Mind's Eye.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going full price on that from Best Buy and more. All right. Burrito is gonna polish us off here for the end of the super chats. For now, one more, guys. In playing through Death Stranding 1, it is entertaining. I'm pretty sure the message is We have to come together for America. This is what Kojima wants to make worse because people like it. Look, I think he realized that when we come together, bad things happen. Look at the history of America. So now he's got some different ideas in Death Stranding too, but we'll find out. Clearly what has happened is he has just been like watching too many movies to the point where he doesn't enjoy good movies anymore. He only enjoys movies that give him something to write something on Letterboxd for. So that now he's like, I gotta be that way. I gotta make something that gets people talking. I don't know. I don't think he actually wants to make his game worse. I don't believe him when he says that.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, what does that mean? Right?
Doesn't mean anything.
Like, plus, like, the way that, like, he could, quote unquote, make his game worse. I know Kojima fans, they'll just like that. They'll just end up liking it more.
Our Kojima
you try to do. Like, like, what are you going to add? Another weird puppet? like, yeah, people love it.
Wow. Why do you go right for the puppet? That puppet is incredible.
I like the puppet, okay?
Okay. All right.
Like 3 people who attack with thunder guitars.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That would just be too much, but I would love it. Dork Culture writes in, have either of you seen the ending to Mind's Eye? You should look it up. It's one of the most hilariously stupid, out of left field things I've ever seen. I kind of want to see it for myself.
Yeah.
But I don't. How do I justify spending any more time on Mind's Eye when I could be playing Claire Obscure?
I know it has Blight Club reviews, but like, is it really like that? That Blight Club experience to play it?
Nope, it's not a Blight Club game. I think it's just too uninteresting to be a Blight Club game, honestly.
Yeah,
and like playing it, it's boring. Because like all the functionality of driving and then getting in a cover shooter segment, like that stuff works, and it's not like, oh, terrible. It's just not exciting or eliciting any emotions, which I think is kind of Blight Club poison, personally. So, yeah, no thanks. All right, that does it for the Super Chats. Mike, back to you.
Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to, there's been a lot of fun playing Switch 1 games and Switch 2. What are some other games we wish had a patch to do that? The better. Go now, be back later.
All right. Hey, Jeff, we had a community input for this one, so if you want to set up that soon.
Yeah, give me a second.
No.
Just give me
I won't give you a second.
Give me 2 seconds then.
Okay, I'll give you 2 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Right before I apologize to you, Jeff, I was just enraptured. There's just there's somebody in the comments is being they're being very mad at us for not holding Nintendo to a higher standard. I was just trying to wrap my head around it.
For which thing? Just in general?
Mario Kart? I don't know. I thought we were explaining why people didn't like it.
I've said a number of times that I think it's a 7 out of 10. What do you want from me?
I said I don't like any Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I think they misconstrued it. Right, Sean?
All right, let's see here.
Hey, dude, those Selena Gomez Oreos slap.
Okay, I mean, listen, I'll try them, but people said that about the Post Malone Oreos.
None of it better than the Wait.
I did try the Post Malone Oreos.
Oh.
Oreo Coca-Cola was
but then
better.
we didn't eat the rest.
Just say that they sat around. Oh, the rest. Okay.
Yeah, it was a whole package. Yeah, we tried them.
You know what? You know what he
didn't
likes?
eat the rest.
But he likes Magic the Gathering. Cool.
Selena Gomez?
He's like us. No, Posty.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I like Magic Gathering.
Post not like
let's be honest. Yeah, I like Double Dash, but let's be clear. It's GameCube-ness probably has a lot to do with that.
You think?
That is not a good game, dude.
No, not a good.
I see. That's insane.
Nah, man, dude, I grew up on that game. I have so much nostalgia for Double Dash, and like, no, it's stiff as hell.
You're a child that didn't knew anything about life. That's why you don't like it. I wasn't an adult. And I was like, this game is okay.
Let me say this. Double Dash is much better than Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
That's definitely true, Mike. You're right there. Discord. Right on the money.
I ain't taking that bait.
No, I don't need Discord. Shit.
That's smart.
Posty. He likes Pokemon too.
Just like Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
He's all up in Pokemon. He did that Hoot in the Blowfish
Pokemon song.
He sang for the Pokemon.
Yeah. I'm on the road to Viridian City. Was that him?
I'm on the road to
that was him, yeah, in 98.
To Viridian City.
Less tattoos, though.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just a couple less.
Madular's Ultimate Underworld 2 retrospective has dropped. Holy shit, I know what I'm doing tonight.
Almost
Fucking
ready.
go.
Sorry. Let me just get your face. Put it next to all these messages so it looks like you are taking ownership for the things our community says.
Yes, please.
Just today only, everybody. You know, people are always like, these views don't reflect my own. Just today, your views do reflect mine.
Yeah.
Special offer. I'm giving that to you.
Okay. There's that. All right, give me some.
Whoa, someone's typing super fast.
So we do. We professionals.
It's coded. I'm hacking into the main core.
Yeah.
The main
I'm hacking the mainframe. I'm breaking through a firewall.
All right. I am ready.
Cool.
All right.
All right, Jeff. We're back. You know, some games do have these patches. Like, you know, some of them have like the whole Switch 2 version, and that's nice. You have to pay for that. But usually, at least so far, it looks pretty good. But plenty of games just have these patches, things like Splatoon 3 and the Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom, and these have been pretty nice. Like these games, just like look better, they run better. I want to see more of them. I hope that this isn't just like a small batch and there's never any more. I want a ton more from Nintendo and from outside of Nintendo. Are there any specific games that you're really hoping gets this treatment?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple. I think I would. There's one that I played on Switch 1 that was so terrible. I can't believe they ever released it, and that's Outer Worlds. But excuse me, I burped right in the microphone. That had to be gross. Sorry, everybody. I think that Outer Worlds is a game that I won't even ever care to play on Switch 1. So while that's an easy answer, I just don't care enough. But I remember Fire Emblem Three Houses being a really good game, but a game that definitely like felt like an Unreal Engine game being stretched by Nintendo in a weird way. And I think that it would be, I would really like it if they kind of gave that game a nice sprucing up. Obviously, maybe all the Fire Emblem games, but especially Three Houses. That's one that I think would be fantastic to see get a kind of higher frame rate, but really a higher resolution. It just looked a little muddy, if I remember how that game looked.
Yeah, I think that's fair. We talked about Overwatch a little bit. I think that'd be interesting to see what a Switch 2 version of that looks like, especially after being so impressed with what Fortnite looks like now on Switch 2.
Yeah.
I think that's really nice. Witcher 3 had that miracle port on the Switch 1. That's cool and all, but I'd like to see that enhanced a bit. I don't want to play all of Witcher 3 again, but I remember people going on and on about that Blood and Wine expansion, how great it was, and I never did play that. So part of me thinks it might be fun to go in and at least just try that. So with Cyberpunk doing so well, maybe they'll give that a little bit of TLC.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all, especially as we get closer to them doing more stuff with The Witcher. It's like, why not refresh that audience on the Switch one more time? Because they did have a lot of success with Cyberpunk, but they had a lot of success with that Witcher game in particular on Switch.
Yeah. Oh my God, Chuckowski in chat. The Mitcher.
I need to.
Okay.
We're back, I think.
I think we should be coming back.
That.
All right, so The Mitcher.
All right.
The Mitcher, right?
That's pretty clever.
Yeah. So yeah, that for sure. I think what you said about Three Houses, that makes sense. There's plenty of other ones. I think the community is going to help us out a lot on this one, though, Jeff.
Yeah, sounds good. I can bring that up right now. Actually, I'm going to hit studio mode so that OBS won't break again on me. All right, cool. Let's go here for B on Discord, one of our Patreon producers who says Xenoblade Chronicles and Xenoblade Chronicles X and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yeah, they really should just all get that treatment. These are, big open world games where performance boosts would be greatly appreciated. These are kind of important throughout that entire Switch life cycle. There's tech similarities between these games and Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom, right? That's what Monolith was helping on. So you would think that like some of that work has been done already. But boy, especially Xenoblade Chronicles X, such a late Switch 1 game, they had to be thinking about Switch 2 improvements to it when they were working on that.
Yeah, definitely. Darachi says Pikmin 4. This game, like, I don't remember having like any thoughts of like, oh, I wish it ran better. But I bet it could use some upgrades. Honestly, just take that world and give it a higher resolution. Let me play it on TV. I bet that would look real nice.
Even the games that like are already running at like a very smooth, nice frame rate, a little resolution bump. It is noticeable still.
Domino Crossing says Metroid Prime remastered.
Again, a game that's already running very well, but like, give that a resolution boost as well. Make it look even better. Game that was already probably the best looking game on the Switch 1. I'd love to see that. Yeah, the best looking game on GameCube and Switch, and now soon probably Switch 2. And also, they should definitely call it Metroid Prime Remastered. That's very fun. Oh, yeah.
Jumpmat says, Pokemon Legends Arceus is the big one for me, especially since ZA seems to be going in a very different direction, but the Pokemon company isn't the type to add features without immediate financial benefits. Yeah, go ahead.
To see that. I liked the Scarlet and Violet improvement is nice, right? The frame rate's better. Still not a super pretty game. I think at its core, Arceus is a slightly prettier game than that, just in terms of art direction and whatnot. So getting 60 frames per second on that would be very nice.
Let's see. The different direction for ZA is just like you're in a town now instead, right? Like it's still very similar.
There's some kind of... I remember thinking it might be more different than it ended up looking, because there's some kind of element of we're redesigning the city or whatever, but I don't think it's a city builder aspect like some people were maybe expecting.
No.
I thought we were talking about like you move around and dodge, like you actively dodge during the battles. Isn't that what you do in CA? I saw that on the trailer. You don't do that on regular Pokemon, don't you?
Yeah, but this is
it's talking about between Arceus and ZA.
I think there's some new stuff in there, but like, I mean, I guess, it's definitely not a city builder. That was like a thing. We watched that first trailer and we were like, is that what they're talking about? And like, no, that's not what was happening there. But that's not what Jumpmat's saying either. So I don't know. Ska Luigi's Skankin 3 says 300cc at 4K 60 for Mario Kart 8, please. That would actually be really funny if they updated Mario Kart 8.
You guys have enough CCs. You guys are all sickos for these CCs.
I love 200cc.
Then, that's fine. But look,
I will marry it. Is that what you were going to fucking say?
No, I wasn't going to say that. I'm just saying that's enough. It's enough CCs. You got a problem.
200. I like 200cc because you get to use the brake button, which is an unhinged thing to do in Mario Kart.
Oh, wow, weird.
Yeah.
You're playing it like Gran Turismo now.
Yeah, I'm sort of like just breaking into the turns and letting go at the right time, and it feels really good. Dr. Lynch says the Xenoblade games are the answer, but I like that there has been discussion that Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is actually playable now, but I'd love to see it get a proper update to make it run like it really should and really could. This is the one we did try, right? Age of Calamity. And
yes, it was.
Yeah, it was definitely playable now. Like, but I think it's also locked to 30. So, or caps out at 30, I should say. So yeah, if they could take that off and just let it run up to 60, that would be fantastic, which it does seem like it would be able to do now. Blazin Noah says Dragon Quest 11. Yeah, if that thing could run like it does, kind of like on the Xbox or whatever, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I played this game on Switch and I loved it, but I remember seeing footage of it running on PlayStation 4 or whatever, and just being like, oh, look at that. That's 60 frames per second. That looks better.
Lenny Cool Dick Denver says, Xenoblade was said already, so give me another reason to play a different route in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I could just do another one. There's DLC for that game, and I'm like, I didn't play that DLC. I didn't hear too many people ever talk about it. How could you justify the DLC?
Because, like, there were still other routes you could have done. It's hard.
Right, exactly. That's always a weird thing. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, I've only done two, and it's incredible I did 2 routes. I'm normally a one route kind of guy.
Yep.
I'm not going to get to the DLC.
It's a difficult proposition, yeah. B Corliss 9 says Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, arguably worse now than on Switch 1 due to the increased screen size and resolution. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I want to See, I thought I heard good things about Sparks of Hope, but maybe it was that other Mario plus Rabbids game. Jamie H. Christmas Eve says Lego City Undercover. Yeah, that's a good one. That game runs okay on the Switch 1, but give it a full update. I would love to see what they could do with that, with an update on Switch 2. The Master DS says the right one, Mario Maker 2, but mostly for mouse controls. It would be a real shame to just not unlock mouse controls in that game. That's all they need to do. Just, I don't know, go in the code and say, yes, put a number 1 instead of a 0 next to mouse controls and let us have that. I don't know if they will.
I think you're not as hopeful as me, but I still hope that they were going to do a Mario Maker 3 someday with this new mouse feature that would just work so well for that. Come on.
I hope so, but I don't believe so. You're right. I'm definitely pessimistic about it. Villain Mac says Balan Wonderworld because they're a criminal. Like its creator.
No, come on. At this point, I'd rather play that game having it look worse as a Switch 1 version.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's the true artist intent there. Tommy Pencils has his joke. Leisure Suit Larry, wet dreams dry twice. It could dry thrice on the Switch too.
It's incredible that is actually a sequel, and that's not just like the funny name for this game. This is a sequel to a game with a different filthy title about semen.
Okay, is that the one, Leisure Suit Larry, Come So Loud or whatever?
No, that's a different one. That's the college one. Then there's the movie theater one, but then it's like very much in this style. Also, I'm always like, I'm always confused about this Leisure Suit Larry. Just how much like nudity and fucking is there?
I don't think there's. I mean, it's the whole idea is like he like almost gets there, and then like, maybe there's a boob.
He kind of gets there sometimes.
I'm sure he gets there sometimes. Like by the end of the game,
he never got.
What?
He gets there.
He never got. Oh, okay. I didn't play this game. You played this game, so
I mean,
the one I ever played was the college one because I was in college and I needed an outlet. There's something happening at the end of that one.
Clearly, he takes his penis out, though. I think we all can just assume that's the case.
Yes, of course.
Hang on. Hi, Best. I'm doing my show. I'll try to get the girls to call you. All right. Bye. I got to go. Bye, Best.
Bye.
All right. Let's see. Bayleaf Moon says Bayonetta 3. Uh-oh.
No, I'm sorry. Everyone chats was real upset about what I said. Bayonetta 3, is that God, I never played a second of that game. Was it not looking great on
I think it had some ramping issues with the up and down frame rate. Like just kind of
it runs like hot garbage.
Inconsistent.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's a nice way of saying it. Chris 2K says the first answer with all the Xenoblades was the right one, especially Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in handheld mode, which displays in the 360p to 560p range, according to Digital Foundry. And you need all the pixels for that game. That's the one with the breasts, right?
Yes. That is the horniest one, for sure.
That's the horniest one. Yeah,
it's actually like, it's weird how that one is noticeably more horny than the other ones. Like, what happened during this cycle? I guess they needed an outlet.
They needed an outlet too. Is that going to be the new one? Is that your new thing that you said now?
I hope not. I hope not.
The man needed an outlet, if you know what I mean. Digital Firefly says the Xenoblade was taken. Apparently, a lot of Xenoblade upgrade fans. But I'd like an update to Bravely Default 2.
Sure, and I maybe would like an excuse to try it again, see if I can get further into it.
Screaming Madden says Cruise and Blast, although that game's already running great without a patch. Although they could have it go at 120 frames per second or something like that.
There you go. Hell yeah.
Switch Wolf 5 says Astral Chain. Updated to make them not cops. Am I right?
Yeah, but look at the butt on that cop.
Oh, he must work out. It's a Dumb and Dumber reference.
Why her ass out? I don't get it.
What? From one ass to another. I'm beginning to think there's something in the water over there at Platinum. It is incredible. Both these characters are basically doing the same. Like, look at my ass pose.
Yep. There it is. But hey, Platinum just does their thing. Bayonetta 2 from Matt. Low Rule says The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt. Bench J.
That was mine.
Yeah. Man, he stole this from you at 6:04 p.m. earlier tonight. Bench JC says Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD double pack. Yeah, that should get a nice big fat update on the Switch too, for sure.
Yeah, there you go. They need to update the GameCube version of Wind Waker, I think. It don't feel right.
Yeah, they messed it up. They don't even know how to make Zelda games anymore. Evo Janice says, honestly, just release it on NSO. It'll run better by default, and that is Tales of Symphonia, excuse me, which would be the GameCube version, which does run at 60 frames per second.
Yeah, and the remaster runs at 30, and I don't think that you can't just patch it, just because the remaster is based off the PS2 port that never ran better than 30. It's very strange that they released the remaster. It just didn't ship with
those other frames. It's impossible to render them.
Yeah, they can't find those frames anymore. I just put it on GameCube NSO.
Bob Kraft says it's actually embarrassing how bad both of these still run on Switch 2. Is this Overwatch, Mike? Yes.
That's so funny to me. Yeah, you're not even sure if that's Overwatch anymore. Yes,
I had to look. The hair is what actually finally that looks like Overwatch hair.
Yes, those are two newer characters in Overwatch 2. Kiriko and Sojourn.
All right, well that's cool. And then Fall Guys is the other one there. Tans. Yeah, listen, Fall Guys should get an update. That's one from Epic. They have the money. They keep promoting Fortnite and how great that runs on Switch too. So actually update that and what's the car soccer game? Rocket League.
Yeah.
They should update Rocket League too.
I mean, it seems like a gimme that all these even if your live service game is mildly popular, why wouldn't you?
Especially if your game is popular with that kid audience, like Fall Guys and Rocket League. So they'll definitely play that shit on Switch too. Tan says 60 frames per second, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I have been playing that at 30 frames per second. And that's a game where you just don't notice anymore.
Yeah, you do get. I was bummed about that initially. I got over it. Now, I would still take it.
Of course I would take it, yeah. But honestly, it might look strange to me the way Tears of the Kingdom looks now.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is such a good one. I wasn't thinking of in a moment here.
Same. It's like now that I see this, I have this game. If I got an update, I would totally take it. Mylandro says, since Astral Chain, Super Mario Maker 2, and Bayonetta have been mentioned already, this could do with a nice update to bump the image quality. Maybe Switch 2 already fixes the horrid 20 to 30 frames per second frame rate drops, yet to try it to see. And that is for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, which, I think that would be real nice if that ran a little bit better on Switch 2.
God, just one of the more forgettable Switch games, right? And this thing was published by Nintendo. It's an exclusive to that console.
Yep.
It's not bad, but it was ugly. It was ugly and it didn't run well. If you do that, I think that'd be kind of neat.
Input name here says, look at the aliasing on this dumbass. Unplayable. And that's for Tiny... what's his name? Tiny. I want to say Tiny Tim. That's the only Tiny I could think. Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip. There we go.
There we go.
You can see my confusion. That's a great game, and it does look like butt on the Switch. So yeah, I bet it runs better on Switch 2 already. Mitchy Poo says everybody's 1-2 Switch with Horace the horse.
Everybody's 1-2 Switch. Yes, very specifically that one with the horse. Oh my God, what is that game?
Is that thing better or worse than the Welcome Tour?
That's worse.
Oh, worse. Come on.
I would take Welcome Tour for sure.
Okay.
Probably not a bad game, says Skull Island Rise of Kong from the Game Mill Corporation.
God, I forgot there's a Switch 1 version of that game. That's incredible. Kind of cool cover art.
Yeah, I know. Kind of like I should get that and display it on my wall. LA Miracle says Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. I'm trying is this a joke? Because does this need an update?
I think it's a joke.
I think it must be a joke, huh?
I mean, there's not much that the game is rendering, really.
Right,
it's mostly
the back
just
of
your
Mario's
living room.
head, yeah. Nintendogs says the thing I remembered most about Digimon Survive on Switch 2 were the horrible load times. I wonder if that means Switch 1. A patch to fix that would make me go back to this game. I wonder, a lot of things are just loading faster on Switch 2 as well. So I wonder if it's a little bit less horrid. Willow Davis says,
Agumon, I like you, Agumon.
Animal Crossing. Yeah, sure, why not? Game runs
why
fine,
not?
But make it 4K.
Yeah, it's I can't really think of what it would need, but yeah, why the hell not? I mean, it's one of those popular games that console. Do something. Oh my God.
Always Be Clothing / Corgi says specifically the milking game from 1-2 Switch.
Man, what? It's funny how like 1-2 Switch kind of gets a free pass these days because of everybody 1-2 Switch. But just look at this shit.
1-2 Switch, we should play as a punishment or something for one of these.
They were really covering their bases. Like, we got to make sure the Switch can be a Wii just in case.
Just in case.
That might actually be what's important.
Like this
Not
whole
really.
hybrid thing, we tried that with the Wii U already. Nobody liked it. So what are we thinking here? And it's like, okay, actually, we just did it wrong the first time. Hammond of Texas says Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Again, runs better, but could use a 60 frames per second unlock patch. Dr. Ryan thinks they should upgrade and update Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Listen, you goddamn jokers. I think that would be very
We already
funny.
burned Dr. Ryan pretty hard on the super chat. Well, Dr. Ryan can have this one. Dr. Ryan can have all the CCs that he wants. It's fine.
Yep, that does it, Mike. That's from the community. Hey, yeah, listen, I hope that what really happens here is they regularly update a couple of games every month or so. Just, there's no reason not to do that. Like, you have enough games on the Switch One to justify that, to work with third-party partners on it even. Let's get through like a couple dozen more before you just give up on this whole thing. Because if you really want the Switch 2 to be, or the Switch to be an ongoing platform like this, yeah, make those games just run better, and I will be very happy. All right, I am done reading these. Was I supposed to read those?
No, but you're going. You get trouble. I'll tell you what, buddy. I'll read the rest of the super chats when
deal.
we come back.
All right, yeah. So I got to the end there. I'm like, I remember I was supposed to do this on the other show, but hey, here we are. I'm done.
All right, we can get back to it.
Did I put in an ad marker? Okay, there I go. All right, I'm ready.
Good, Christian?
We're good. Let's go.
All right, we're back. We got some more super chats here. Oh, wait, we don't do that first. First, we say what we've been playing. Jeff, you have been playing more Thousand Year Door, you said. It seems like you're getting close to the end.
Yeah, I made quite a bit of proggies in Thousand Year Door. Finished off the train segment. I did the next segment after that, which was kind of tracking some dudes down and then going to the fucking moon, and that was cool. Just game looks so sharp, looks so crystal clear. Just the rendering of the moon, like it's Paper Mario, and yet somehow like the lighting looks right. It looks like what you imagine the lighting on the moon would look like, even though it's not even really trying to be realistic. It's just like poetically true. I don't know. It's a great looking game, and it continues to be like just super entertaining all the way through the end here. So I'm just gonna go to the end, although there are I'm getting emails on my Game Boy Advance in the game being like, hey, come back to Glitzville and do some more fighting in the wrestling mini games. I'm like, oh yeah, that was fun. I should go do that. I wonder what happens if I do that. But I don't know.
Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted.
I don't want to get distracted. Exactly. So I'm really close, and then yeah. Probably gonna keep playing more Mario Kart. That's the other thing I've been playing is just when people are online. My friends are online, I try to join them, or like yesterday, Jesse Vitelli just shared a room code, and I hopped in there, and I was racing against Dan, and I knew it was Dan because there was a Waluigi trying to push me into lava between races.
That could have been anybody.
It could have been anybody, but it was Dan. And yeah, like I've been saying, I have my criticisms of that game, and then I'm playing it, and they mostly go out the window. So how big of a criticism are any of those really? Not much. There's points where I wish it was better. I wish that it was like a little bit more finely tuned to my way of enjoying Mario Kart, but it's not so far off the mark that it's some massive problem. Mario Kart's just a really known quantity at this point. But yeah, I'm at a point now where I do recognize I'm going to be playing a lot more of this game throughout the life of the Switch 2. So that's kind of all I feel I can really ask of Mario Kart at this point, or really ever, is just be one of those games that could be ever in the rotation on this console, and you've done your job. So this Mario Kart has delivered on its expectations at the very least.
Well, I hope you're going to play more of it, because I bought one of those cameras now because I was feeling left out when
I love that.
You and Dan were being sillies with that.
The only other game confirmed to use that is Mario Party. Mario Party Jamboree plus Bowser Live, or whatever the fuck it's called. So whenever that update comes out, we'll do that as well.
Good. Yeah, that's true. I was definitely gonna need one for that because that's gonna be good content.
Yeah, that'll be really funny.
I just keep playing Splatoon 3. It's my most played Switch 2 game right now. That campaign's great. It looks really nice. The gyro controls and whatnot is still fun. There's just a lot of style there, and I'm kind of incentivized to play it more because I want to beat this and then try that roguelike mode that people like. So yeah, at least that might keep me busy for a good bit. Like part of me still is like, oh, I want to start Breath of the Wild again, right? Yeah, I do. But this is fun, and I haven't done. I do generally prioritize things I haven't done before these days.
Sure, I get that. I'm like surprised. I'm even like really putting a lot of time into Thousand Year Door. I thought I'd do like 20 minutes here and 15 minutes there, trying to get to the end. Because there's new games I want to be playing. Quite a few new games I want to be playing in this moment, especially.
That one you have to beat, you promised me.
Exactly. I that's why I was like, I'm definitely going to play it. But now it's like kind of all I want to be playing. So I'll get through that, and then I'll try to do some of these other newer ones for sure.
You Metroidvania freaks should try Pipistrello. I play a little bit.
You're not alone in telling us that. Yeah. I'll check it out for sure.
Is that like a Switch 2 game, or is it just like run really well?
It's just Switch 1, but it's just a top-down,
Oh, right. Look at
pixel art Metroidvania. Is really fun.
Tell you what,
it has that thing. Sorry, it has that thing where in the level you can throw your JoJo, and the levels are set up so they have angle corners, so you can bounce your JoJo, and they put enemies where you're gonna hit them, and sometimes they're like 10 enemies, and you throw your JoJo and they all blow up and like the sequence, and it feels really good.
Okay.
So
it's crosscode like. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Man, I was hoping the Oilers would pull it off, but the Florida Panthers are very good, everybody. I did discover that I thought the card reader in my Switch is like the two Switches I have active were just broken or something, because I kept putting this Breath of the Wild card I got when the Switch 1 came out, really before that, because it's my card that Nintendo sent me back in 2017. And I was like putting on those systems and it wasn't reading. I'm like, oh, I'll just try it on the Switch 2. I'm not going to try to replace the card reader on these Switches. And I'm glad I didn't, because it also didn't work on the Switch 2. I just have a bum copy of Breath of the Wild. And it's not like that thing has been mistreated. It's been sitting inside of a Switch for, more than 8 years, because I don't have any other physical games. But my understanding is that's its home. That's where it goes. That shouldn't have broken it. So I'm kind of a little annoyed. Like, oh, my physical game isn't going to work anymore. Great.
I don't know, but that's how physical media forever, right? I bet you licked it too much.
What's too much between friends? Am I right? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I am going to have to just rebuy that game digitally, though. Whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, there you go. You ready for the rest of the Super Chats?
Yeah, let's do it.
Steven Saltman says, the Metroid art book that I got delayed for you is the one I'm talking about. When you were reading that the first time, he's like, oh, this art book I got delayed. Do you think that could be a hint about the release date? And you're like, nah. And on an unrelated note, I had an art book get delayed
I
recently
thought he said
too.
steel book.
Well, steel art book.
Okay, to me, a steel book is a steel case for a DVD.
Maybe they're making art books out of steel now.
Mike, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, let's get steel books. Merch idea. Okay, Merch Master Mitch is gonna put that one away. Jason Fulton says, Senate passed the new cryptocurrency bill today. When are you guys launching the giant bomb / game mess shitcoin? What do we need a bill?
We're not gonna roll Pogi up, people.
Yeah. Are they just? Is it to regulate it, or is it to try to make the market more friendly?
It's like name an elementary school after cryptocurrency. The Crypto.com Arena Elementary School.
Yeah, let me guess. Formerly the Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School or something.
Yeah, that's too woke. Yeah, we gotta have crypto instead. I'm assuming it's probably the worst version of what that bill could possibly be, Mike. I don't know. I am to a little bit to my shame, but also just to my own mental health and where I'm at in the world right now. I've really unplugged from a lot of the news.
It's rough. Yeah, it's not great.
Feeling of helplessness.
I don't want to know what's going on.
I don't want to know what's going on anymore. Yep, because it's like it just makes me feel helpless, and that's not great. So yeah, I mean, listen, I listen to the news every morning and every evening. It's like how I wake up. I put on NPR, so I know what's going on. But like as soon as I turn that off, I just put it in a bucket and I have to ignore it for the most part.
Shit's bad, and on top of everything else, Anne Burrell died from the Food Network. What the hell happened there?
Yeah, we can't have anything good.
There's 55. God
I
damn.
have a little hope for New York. New York might do cool stuff like during the weekend. So like, let's go New York. You know what to do. Like, don't fuck it up.
That would rule if Mamdani won.
Let's go. I believe in you, New York.
I hope so. God, that would rule.
Dirk Diglett says, have you all played Fantasy Life? Great on Switch 2. No, but I've only heard very good things. I've never played a Fantasy Life.
I started on Steam Deck. It's apparently it's pretty decent on Switch 2 as well, although that seems like one that could use an update just to optimize it a little bit even on Switch 2. But it's cool because you choose a life, which is a job, and then you go do that specific thing for a while. You sort of max out the stuff you can do there. And then you take on another life and you play like kind of like a whole different game in this world you've learned. So I started with fishing, and I'm like at a point where I'm like, I'm trying to learn like what makes this game so special still. And it hasn't sort of unveiled itself to me in that way. So I don't know. I guess if people
are there
have
waifus
pointers,
you can marry?
I don't know. And you know, I guess, do you know this, how I feel about like waifus in these life sim games? I like to ignore them. I like to deny them my essence.
Right.
Yes.
That's right, you psychopath.
I don't need to manage a relationship in my game. I already do that in real life, and that's.
Oh, they make it very easy. You just give them presents until they like you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll just continue being like, listen, I think you're very nice, but I've got to get back to my fish.
Oh, I got like a weird tickle in my throat all of a sudden. Ugh.
Yeah, you and me both.
Gooey Cheese 42 says, FYI, Pokemon Hunter Stories 2 is now 60 FPS on Switch 2. That's nice, Jeff. And also, I'm somebody who likes JRPGs, and I just don't know if you could pay me to play like a Chibi Monster Hunter JRPG spinoff. It just doesn't sound appealing to me. I don't know. People do like these games. I think that's just some weird thing with me.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way I ever, like, there's so many JRPGs on the list of like, oh, these ones are super important that I haven't played, that I've been curious about, that I'm never going to get around to one I'm not even really that curious about.
Yes, yeah, there's just like, there's so many on the to-do list before this one. That's all. Next up is
Weed Demon.
Weed Demon.
The dollar there. Thank you.
Just dropped $1. Thank you, Weed Demon. Mikey O'Leary says, I'm a good guy, so I'm paying to make sure Mike knows. Heroes and Villains has 3 Atlantis The Lost Empire shirts available right now. Oh, shit. I'm going to look up that. Thank you very much, Mikey. Philip Fortuna says, give me a game where a cloaked Mario is the bad guy. When you face him at the end, he takes off his cloak and you hear him say, it's a me, Wario. Yeah, why would we have Mario? We have a Wario, Jeff. We don't need Mario to be the bad guy anymore.
How do you say his name? Because I got yelled at by Dan the other day.
Wario. Yeah, that was on your side, I think.
I say Wario, but when it was explained to me, it's like, Wario. It's, just say Mario with a W. It's like, oh, of course that's what it is, Wario.
Yeah, I guess I'm not on your side. Never mind.
Okay, that's fine. I don't think I'm on my side either at this point.
Greg says, Jan calling Sean old for Game S Hall of Fame.
That was him.
Look, that was Jan, not us.
Yeah, we're in.
What did I miss today? What the hell happened?
Nothing happened.
Say anything.
I don't even remember any of this. I probably heard it. And I was so offended on your behalf that I immediately forgot it.
And then Snack Dad says, merch idea, all GB content on a Steelbook Blu-ray.
Yeah, all right. Mostly because I think it'd be a real pain for Mike to have to source that, and I could just tell him to go do it. He won't do it, actually. He doesn't have to listen to me.
No, I just won't do that.
Yeah,
that is a fuck ton of Blu-rays because there's a lot of content on that side. God.
I do like friends over at Player One Podcast did do a holiday album one time, Mike. So I know it's possible. If we ever wanted to do one ourselves, here's a CD of it.
No, I want to.
You should release the gamer rap in vinyl.
Yeah. Oh, the gamer rap should be a hidden track on everything we make.
I gotta do gamer rap too. Shit. All right. Well, that's it for the show then, Jeff. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. I should hit
Donkey Kong Bananza talk over on Giant Bomb tomorrow.
What is this Heroes and Villains store? Isn't that bad?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't even know what that is. Like Heroes and Villains.
I just Googled it and it's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. This is like Star Wars merch. I actually think is pretty neat looking. Ooh, look at those Atlantis shirts. All right, I'm hitting the button.
There's a retro Rebel Scum snapback hat.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not. I'm at a point where I know this is the trend and it's kind of basic bitch shit at this point, but I do like things that look like they are diegetic, that they come from that world instead of just like, here's the brand on my clothing. And I know that's what everyone likes these days, but I do tend to still like that.
Holy shit, these Atlantis shirts are hot. They look super good.
They look awesome, especially that blueprint one. I'm hitting the button now, Mikey. Why don't you tell people where they can find you?
Yes, thank you so much, everybody. Find more of us at patreon.com/giantbomb. Not Giant Bomb, God. It's patreon.com/GameMess. Giantbomb.com/join. Oh, I'm tired. That's okay, though. That's great. Where can they find you, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't know. Patreon.com/GiantBomb as well. No. Oh my God, I'm coughing too. Go to giantbomb.com. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, we're going to watch the Bonanza. It's going to be a bonanza. It's going to be a good time.
Sean's been streaming a bunch more. I've been enjoying popping in there.
Yep,
Sean,
same.
you want to go to shout out your Twitch channel here?
Yeah, Turbo Sean, SHAWN. Go watch it. Also on YouTube if you want to catch the VODs afterwards. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome.
There you go. We're doing Columbros on Thursday, maybe, probably, most likely.
Yeah, probably. Cool. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I love to whack off to Crystal.
Between DK's legs is where I need to be right now.
Sean is right.